The success of the Boeing 707 had proven that jet-powered airliners were the future, and other manufacturers were eager to claim their share of the market. Among them was Douglas Aircraft Company, a long-established leader in commercial aviation. For decades, Douglas had dominated the skies with propeller-driven aircraft like the DC-3 and DC-7. But as the jet age dawned, Douglas faced a critical decision: adapt or risk being left behind. Douglas's response to the Boeing 707 was the DC-8, a four-engine jetliner designed to compete head-to-head with its rival. The DC-8 wasn't just a reaction to the 707, it was a statement of intent. Douglas aimed to build an aircraft that could match, or even surpass the 707 in speed, range, and passenger comfort. But the road to the DC-8's success was far from smooth. The DC-8's design was a blend of innovation and practicality. Like the 707, it featured a swept-wing design, which reduced drag at high speeds and allowed for more efficient cruising at high altitudes. However, Douglas made several key improvements to differentiate the DC-8 from its rival. One of the most notable was the aircraft's wider fuselage. At 147 inches in diameter, the DC-8's cabin was slightly wider than the 707's, allowing for more seating options and greater cargo capacity. This design choice gave airlines more flexibility in configuring the aircraft to meet their specific needs, whether for passenger comfort or freight operations. Douglas mounted the four Pratt & Whitney JT3C turbojet engines closer to the fuselage, reducing drag and improving fuel efficiency. This design also made the aircraft quieter for passengers, a significant advantage in an era when jet noise was a common concern. The engines were powerful, each producing around 13,500 pounds of thrust, enabling the aircraft to reach speeds of up to 580 miles per hour, comparable to the 707 but with a smoother and quieter ride. Douglas also prioritized passenger comfort in the design. The cabin featured larger windows than the 707, giving passengers a better view and a greater sense of openness. The aircraft's pressurized cabin ensured a comfortable environment at high altitudes, reducing fatigue on long flights. These features made it an attractive option for airlines looking to offer a superior travel experience. Another challenge was convincing airlines to take a chance on it. Boeing had already secured orders from major carriers like Pan Am, and Douglas needed a breakthrough to gain a foothold in the market. That breakthrough came when United Airlines placed an order for 30 units, a significant vote of confidence in Douglas's vision. This order, along with support from other airlines, gave Douglas the momentum it needed to move forward with production. On May 30, 1958, the Douglas DC-8 took to the skies for the first time. The maiden flight, conducted at Long Beach Airport in California, was a carefully orchestrated event designed to showcase the aircraft's capabilities and demonstrate its readiness for commercial service. Piloted by a team of experienced test pilots, it performed flawlessly, reaching an altitude of 10,000 feet and a speed of 300 miles per hour during its 2-hour and 7-minute flight. The successful first flight was a triumph for Douglas, but it was just the beginning of a rigorous testing program that would push the plane to its limits. Early tests revealed that the DC-8 experienced slight instability at high speeds, a problem traced to the shape of the vertical stabilizer. To correct this, Douglas modified the tail design, increasing its size and adjusting its angle. This change improved the aircraft's stability and became a standard feature in subsequent models. In the high-stakes world of aviation, few figures loomed larger than Juan Trippe, the visionary president of Pan American World Airways. Trippe had already made history by placing the first order for the Boeing 707, but his ambitions didn't stop there. As the Douglas DC-8 neared completion, Trippe saw an opportunity to leverage the competition between Boeing and Douglas to his advantage, and in doing so, he ignited one of the fiercest battles in aviation history. By ordering both the Boeing 707 and the Douglas DC-8, he could pit the two manufacturers against each other, driving down costs and securing favorable terms for Pan Am. In 1955, Pan Am placed an order for 25 DC-8s alongside its existing 707 commitment. Trippe's endorsement gave the DC-8 instant credibility and signaled to other airlines that the aircraft was a serious contender. Douglas's breakthrough came when United Airlines, one of the largest domestic carriers in the U.S., placed an order for 30 units. The airline believed its wider cabin and improved passenger comfort would give it an edge in attracting travelers. This order not only validated the design but also forced Boeing to respond. To stay competitive, Boeing rushed to develop the 707-320 Intercontinental, a longer-range variant tailored to Pan Am's global network. The rivalry between the two manufacturers intensified as airlines around the world weighed their options. Some, like Delta Airlines and KLM, opted for the DC-8, drawn to Douglas's reputation for reliability. Others, like Air France and Qantas, doubled down on the 707, trusting Boeing's head start in jet technology. Behind the scenes, the battle for orders was as much about engineering as it was about economics. Boeing and Douglas engaged in a war of specifications, each tweaking their aircraft to outperform the other. Boeing increased the 707's range. Douglas countered with the DC-8 Series 50, featuring more powerful engines. Boeing added seating capacity. Douglas emphasized the DC-8's smoother ride and quieter cabin. By the end of 1958, the scorecard was clear. Boeing had secured 145 orders for the 707, while Douglas trailed with 78 for the DC-8. But numbers alone didn't tell the full story. The DC-8's entry into the market had forced Boeing to innovate, and the competition had expanded the jetliner market far beyond what anyone had predicted. Airlines now had choices, and passengers reaped the benefits: faster flights, lower fares, and a level of comfort that redefined air travel. The battle for orders wasn't just a corporate rivalry, it was the catalyst that propelled the jet age into full swing. By refusing to let Boeing monopolize the skies, Douglas ensured that innovation, not inertia, would define the future of aviation. And in one trip's masterful play, the world saw a glimpse of how competition could transform an industry. The first major accident struck in 1961, when a United Airlines flight crashed near Denver due to a faulty stabilizer mechanism, killing all 17 on board. The disaster exposed a critical design flaw, prompting Douglas to overhaul the stabilizer system fleet-wide. Its swept-wing design demanded precision. Pilots struggled with high landing speeds and tight margins for error, leading to accidents like the 1969 Nigeria Airways crash in Lagos, where poor visibility and disorientation claimed 87 lives. By the late 1960s, Douglas rolled out upgraded models with reinforced landing gear, advanced avionics, and safer engine nacelles. These improvements slashed accident rates, and by the 1970s, it emerged as one of the safest first-gen jets, outpacing the fire-prone Convair 880 and rivaling the Boeing 707's reliability. In the end, the DC-8's legacy is one of paradox. It logged 146 hull losses and over 2,700 fatalities. If you enjoyed this journey through aviation history, smash the like button and subscribe for more deep dives into iconic planes and the stories behind them. Have you ever flown on a DC-8 or know someone who did? Share your memories or thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Follow for more content on the jet age, and don't forget to hit the bell icon to stay updated. Thanks for watching.